All right. Hey, chat. Welcome to day 7, I think, of trying to get this app here off the ground and at a good altitude. Financially, vibes, respectfully, in all sense of the word. Making it work, making it real. This is an app that is open source. It's live right now. It's an open beta, and it helps you finally get control of your day, which is the headline I'm going with as of a few days ago. Simplifying your day, helping you with planning, tasks right next to events, the kind of things that you have in other apps, but this is just built on cornerstones of simplicity and continuous, easy planning. As long as you're planning and you're adjusting and you're doing, I believe you're in the right direction. If you go too hard on the planning, if you go too hard on the doing, you're gonna find yourself in a spot that isn't ideal. But if you just constantly plan quickly and then you do a lot, you're gonna figure it out, and you're gonna get what you want. And that's what I want. So I want to help you get what you want. Right now I can do that by just letting you use this for free. The last few days have been focused on top of funnel. That's bright. Top of funnel, landing page. We shipped our applet. I put it on hold a little bit. I'm thinking next week to just do a product hunt launch, just to get it in front of a cold audience. I've launched it to my network, and only good things so far. And if we were just looking at this in terms of like black and white, what's the next thing I should do? It's probably launching into a cold audience. But another part of my philosophy is just like showing up and doing something and getting momentum going. And honestly, right now I'm pretty tired, and so I just don't want to do that right now. So I'm gonna push it off till probably tomorrow. I think this is my philosophy with exercise too. It's like I want to show up every day. I want to be healthy every day. But some days it's just like it's hard to jack up your nervous system to really get hyped up and go hard. And so in those days, I just want to put on my clothes, go for a walk, do some stretching, learn something about health, or just get in the gym and move around a bit, and not do any damage, but not try to like hit PRs or go crazy. So right now I'm doing like a long, slow, methodical diet phase or cut phase, and it's been 2 hard days like where I'm in pretty decent deficit for myself, probably like 300 calorie deficit, which like for me I feel that. And I noticed on the 3rd day, if I go 3 days in a row, then I want to like crash out. But I can go 2 days on a decent deficit like that. But on the 3rd day, I'm a little tired. So that's where we're at right now. And I'm gonna take my philosophy and not try to really go crazy, but I'm just gonna show up and do some work. And right now, I just want to make some progress on the code and chip away at it. It's going to be like a quieter stream, I bet. But it's the end of the week. Maybe this is perfect for where you're at too. You can just follow along, soak up the vibes. We're just trying to make this app a little better. I did that last night already by shipping some really easy UI styling stuff. So let me go back where there's one with more events. So all these events have a priority, and there's just 3 by default right now, which is work, self, and relationships. And you can see that better on the grid here. So it's either one of those 3 or unassigned, and that's how these colors are, how they are. And on the other view, the day view, previously they were all just the same color, and now I'm taking into account that priority. I'm adjusting the popover menu accordingly too. So wasn't tricky, really snappy, but we merged that yesterday off stream. And then today, right before this, I was working on, what was I working on? Let's check. Oh yeah, the position of this line. It's looking, maybe that's right. Before it says 350 right now, and 4 is right here, which maybe is a little far away. But before it would be like 350, but it would be like above the 3. It's like obviously wrong. So we just fixed that. I have some issue here where I listed a handful of other things that I see are just obviously wrong and would be good to clean up. So on the stream, just going to chip away at that. Hopefully merge it. Constant, steady progress. Who knows? Maybe my energy will pick up once I'm cooking. But right now I'm just in the kitchen heating up, doing some hors d'oeuvres, little appetizers, keeping the fingers moving. So let's get it. What do I want to do next? Okay, so adding a right-click context menu is an option. I'm not sure what I would add there. So here, if there is a task, and I right-click it, I can delete it. That's pretty much it right now. But on these events, can't do anything. So what happens when you delete event on the main grid? Yeah, this shows up. So people are used to this being an option. Probably some muscle memory there. And if you delete it, it prompts you. I think the prompt is okay because I don't think I have an undo option after you delete it. Yeah, not here at least. I do for the task on the other view. So let's see. Let's just see what cursor comes up with that. See if it's tricky at all. And go from there. Let me bring y'all down a little bit so you can see. There we go. I'll blow this up a sec. All right, that looks better. I just instinctively add that little last line about, hey, don't forget you got to test this, just because in the past it has forgotten that, and now I'm trying to just skip a step, add it now. I want to stick with the undo functionality because that's what's going on with tasks. But I'm not going to jump into that right now. I want to rather just get a delete working, add a basic test, and then I'll add the delete with the undo, add a test for the undo, make sure the first test, that's the basic one, still works, and not try to do too much. Theme for the day, doing something, steady progress, not trying to sprint and finish it all immediately. So let's stick with that. Okay, spec wise, I feel like that's pretty simple. It's just like, hey, right click, delete. You make it feel the same. Task came out here pretty quick. And I'm just skimming this right now. I'm seeing it's using the right library. It looks like that file is kind of right. It's got a thing for tests. It's updating 6 files. Okay, here we go. Now I see this is where I don't want to mess around with. It's talking about the delete event slice. So it's getting into a layer of abstraction that I want to stay away from right now. These slices is referring to the global state, which is connected to a request kind of life cycle, which interacts with the back end of the database. And this portion right now is just local storage. So I don't want to overcomplicate it with that just yet. So yeah, now it's talking about Redux hook, mocking the Redux store. Like, it doesn't seem like that much, but just the radius of the code it's touching gets really big, and it's hard to keep that in your head. And I want to put that off as long as possible, improve out the UX. Then I'll circle back to worrying about that, because that doesn't really make the UX any better. It just makes it easier to like save the data. So let's refine the plan. But actually, okay, I think it was right. It was right the whole time, because these events are saved in the database right now. This is just the first time we're updating them, and these events aren't right now. So we can't just go to the local storage and update it there, because it's not in local storage. So I think we're gonna have to bite the bullet and do this. I haven't even like pulled up the store for a bit. Let's poke at it. Oh, I should put it locally. Let's get that running. Okay, it should be going. All right. What's it even called? Man, it's been a while. I try to stay away from this as long as it's working. Here we go. Here's our store. Let's look at the state. And I want to look at it from the day menu. Not that it should change, but these are the events, and we're probably looking at just the entities, or it's getting weak events. So it's these right here. These are the IDs. Sorry, I gotta move over. These are just an IDs these are the IDs of every event in the week, and then it correlates to these. So the key is the ID, and then the value is the payload of the event. Common pattern. I forget what you call this. This kind of way of doing things. It's not flattening. You'll know what I'm talking about. But anyway, when we delete an event from this menu, I think we have to delete the ID from here, and also maybe the ID from this list of IDs. But there's already something that's like doing that, because we can delete the events from the week view. So I'm hoping it's no big deal, because it doesn't matter whether you're deleting it from here versus here. You're basically doing the same thing. In theory, right? Let's see. I think Cursor knew this the whole time, and it's way ahead of me. So shout out for them for not getting tired. Okay, other than that, any issues with this plan? Let's see. It's creating a new context menu for the event versus the task, and I'm wondering if I just want to use the same. It's just using the same classes, but I don't want to like have to create context menu styling for every time I'm doing this, because we already have a certain style on the week for here, which is a similar one to here. I really don't like this, the way it looks. Let me do one up here so you can see it. And it's just like too white. Icon's too big. But it's consistent. I want to get away from it. So I'd like to just get a better one going here that works for the task and the agenda item, like this one. So let's tweak that. We'll see if it gets what I mean about this. Might be jumping ahead of myself. So if this doesn't get us pretty close, I'm just going to let it go back to what it had before, and then we can come back in another commit to getting the abstraction right. Let's see, created plan, updating the plan. Where's the new updates? Integrate context menu into agenda. Okay, now it's talking about a wrapper. All right, here we go. This base context menu accepts children props. That sounds right. Reusing floating UI. All right, let's see. Let's send it. This is a decent amount of things that are being changed here. I've been pleasantly surprised in the past about just how it makes things work. I'm feeling kind of lucky today. So, fingers crossed. All right. It's crazy. It's changed 8 files. It says it likes it. Let's just not even worry about the code. Just see if it works. Let's see what happens. We'll keep an eye on the Redux state. This is interesting. It's import. Okay, I was importing some stuff in the background. But right click. There it is. It looks pretty good. It's consistent with what we were seeing over here, at least. That was the main thing. So lunch one is a recurring event. I kind of like having those as fillers. Let me just add a couple. Yeah, here we go. Got 3 little ones. We can duplicate. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. Moment of truth. Here they are. Deleting. I think something happened here. Yep, we had a delete here. Delete success. So, yep, here's the ID. It was the self event. It's still here, isn't it? But I don't think we're refetching, so that might be expected. If I go back and come here, there should be 2. Hey, oh, let's go. So we gotta update it to refetch, but I think we can handle that. It seems like it's working though. Let me try another one. Relations, goodbye. Goodbye. So let me go to the week from here. And we should just have 2 selves when we go here. Self. Man. Life is just so much easier now, guys. Life as a coder is just so much easier. I know everyone's freaking out about my job this, my job that. Fair, but we can enjoy this too while we're worrying about that. We can just enjoy that. Hey, this would have been a lot of intellectual brain power that I'd be spending out here to get that to work in the past. Now I just got to tweak it. So let's do that. I'm going to the editor and let's see if we're doing any damage in terms of code debt here. Event context menu wrapper. Fine with that. I'm fine with that. Base context menu. That name makes sense to me. Base context menu. Let's see, does the outside click stuff work? Click out here. Yep. I think if we right click this, do you still want to see this preview? It's fine. It's fine for now. Nothing's happening on close, so I think we can just get rid of that. Okay, here's the test. Kind of like reviewing the test first because then you get to understand like what it's testing before you worry about how it's implementing it. So we're mocking a hook and a component, the view component, and we can probably get rid of this extra prop. And then we're mocking the wrapper, and here we're setting up a test, cleaning things up, and then here's our first real test. It should open the menu on the right click. Okay, basic. And then it's checking that it's showing up. Don't love this closest stuff. When it starts pulling this stuff, man, you're tying the test to how you're setting up the UI, and the UI changes a lot. But let's see. Just chalking up things that we can improve. So I'm not gonna send this off yet, but I'm gonna say, yeah. Okay, that's one nitpick, but in theory the test does the right thing. Alright, should show delete event menu when menu's open. Yep. Looks good. Should dispatch the action when it's clicked. And it seems like it's doing that. Yeah, I don't love this. Might just get rid of this, because I don't care if we're naming it this, as long as it's gone. And this is going to change when we move away from Redux and Redux Saga towards Next. So we're just going to chill on that. Should close when it clicks outside. We definitely want to do that regardless of what the stack is. I'm running this individually because I want to see if there's warnings. Warnings usually point to something worthwhile, and they also take up a lot of tokens from the LLM, so I want to get those out before we let them in the first place. Okay, it's thinking about the escape key. We didn't test that, but I bet it works. Right click, escape. Oh, hold up. It escaped the hover. Okay, you got double escape. Boom, boom. Or right click. Boom, boom. That's probably the right thing. So, okay. Should not open when right clicking on non-event elements. Another good one, and looks right. The tests, it's gotten a lot better at writing tests, for sure. Should work with multiple events. Seems pretty self-explanatory. Looks good. Okay. Don't love the dispatch again here too. But it's at least checking that it was a different event here. So I'll let it go on this one. All right. We're going to commit these 3 for sure. I'm thinking baseline commit, then I'll come back and get my nitpicks in. Here we're getting rid of the close for now. Just cleaning up some imports. What doesn't it like about this? Okay, this will be, we'll follow up about this separately. But that looks okay. Here's the wrapper. Looks good. Happy. Happy, happy, happy. Just getting rid of the close, which does nothing. I think you might need it for, I don't know if we need to include close or not, if it might come back to bite us. We'll see. Okay. And event.locate. See, don't like this. Get event ID from element. Yeah, now look at this. Look, it's trying to sneak in this. Who does it think we are that we're not going to catch this? Sneaking in this utility that's just a wrapper around this data event ID. Where is it using this everywhere? And it's using it in the actual code. Get event ID from data attribute. Yeah, so that's going to be a second thing we're going to follow up on. Okay, we're going to let it in for now because it does work. Although I would like probably a little more tests. Maybe some in here. Formatting. Hey, Sadev. Sorry, there's a delay here for when, I think it's like a 10-second delay when the chat shows up and then I forget to look. I'll show you in a sec. Okay, if you joined recently, we're just chipping away at this here, which puts your task next to your calendar event and making it a little better by letting you have a right-click context menu. Just one thing here, deleting it. So right now, deleting works. It's just we're cleaning up the code a little bit. So let's see. Okay, it's using an ARIA label. That's better now. It's got a fallback just based on the type. Yeah, that's a lot better. Find by role button. Just find the button that's called this. See, that's so much better than this closest data event ID. Let's make sure this still runs. Now we're talking. Okay, do I still have the second thing I wanted? Yeah, this was the utility I didn't like. Let's clean that up. Okay, we're using context in a hook now, which in theory I like better. Let's see what it looks like. Open context menu. Yep, I like how that's gone. This app has a lot of context, and I think over relying on it is not recommended. but it's working so far, and it's better than what we had before. Once we move to Next.js next year, I think a lot of the context will be taken out and replaced or cleaned up. Event context, menu context. That's a little confusing. This is a lot of code, but maybe it's going to simplify the next part. We're going to look at it. This is clean. I like that. I like the role here, menu item. Oh, okay. Just got rid of this whole thing, this wrapper. And got rid of that. Good. Good, good, good. I like that. Let's make sure it still works. Oh. Okay, this is something I got to fix too. This white screen is not screaming confidence for users. So it's happening because it's like it's trying to make it out to the server, but there's no like route that would respond to this. There's just /day, and it's kind of like a sleight of hand because I wanted to see what it looked like when it was up here, and in my eyes, like this is kind of nice just to see it up there, and maybe you can add the dates if you knew exactly where you wanted to go. But if I refresh, it's like it's not actually reaching out to the server because it's all local storage. So I'm gonna just write a note so I don't forget that. Say let's call this like routing. All right, not gonna forget that now. Otherwise, I'm feeling good about this. Let's just do this and then a quick test. Running all the web tests now. I don't think we're touching much other code, but we got some failures. Use event context menu. I think we're not initializing that in tests now. Probably have to do a wrapper for that provider for 8 tests. Let's see. Another reason why adding a ton of context isn't ideal because you have to wrap a lot of things and you just forget about it. All right, let's see if we can offload this one too. I think I'll know what to do. Yeah, see now, it just every test is a little more complicated because you're always gonna wonder like, why do we need this context menu thing? We're just trying to show an event. If it's just this file, I think it's not too bad to clean up though. Let's see. No, there's more. Come on, y'all. Agenda test. The tab index. I think this is separate. So let's clean this up and then we'll come back to that. Okay, what I'm doing is I was just seeing that every render in this file wraps this provider, so I'm just going to create my own render method, wrap it there, and then save a little code. Render with provider. Yeah, that looks right. It doesn't like something about it. Hopefully it's just the formatting. Yep, that looks good. Tab. All right, I had some formatting stuff, but now we're looking good. Nice. All right, one test fixed. Let's find that other one. Yeah, see, these are these warnings I don't like. Just look how much it takes up. Just to wade through this is too much. For one failing test, I feel like it's somewhere else in here it might be doing it. Let's fix this one first, and then we'll see. Should render events with correct tab index and data attributes. I wonder if this is messing with the tabbing. Let's see. Looks fine. It's this one. It doesn't have this attribute tab index 0. Maybe it's this that's it's not finding it. Let's see. Yeah, this is looking better. Maybe, I think we did this for the regular events, but we have to do it for the all-day events too. All-day agenda. Yeah, just this ARIA label. Let's see, does it think it fixed it? Did it run it? It looks like it. Still checking that nonsense. Shouldn't be. But test is passing. Let's see what it looks like. Yep, getting by the button in the name like that, like that, like that. Nice. Okay, I'm fine with this being here. Cool. This one's looking good too. Let's clean up those warnings before I forget to. Since now we can know if it's that test or not. All right. It's somewhere in here. Let's find it. Oh, right. It might be right here. 212 user.tab. Yeah, it might be these. Yep, those are part of it at least. I don't like wrapping it like I just did because it's showing something's going on with the state that is brittle, but I don't like having those warnings even more. All right, that's nice and clean. Let's go. Whew, fast. 0.799 seconds. Whew, less than 1 second. No warnings. All passing. One more time. Come on. That was nice. Hooey. 0.82. A little slower. A little slower there. I'm taking that. I'm taking that every day. Okay, those are 2 files. Let's see if there's any more. If these are all passing, I might take a dub. There are still some warnings, but those have been there. Nice. Wow, 928 passed. All right, y'all. I gotta hit the road, traveling the next 2 days. We'll still be here, still showing up. Setup might be a little janky compared to this, but like we said in the beginning, steady progress, just showing up every day, just doing something, one foot in front of the other. Thanks for watching.